Welcome, my friends, to a moment of divine remembrance and spiritual awakening. You are here because your soul is tired of the struggle. You are here because somewhere deep within you, there is a knowing that life was never meant to be a battleground of lack and limitation. Today, we are not just sharing words. We are shifting timelines. We are stepping out of the shadows of scarcity and into the blinding light of the divine law of supply. You must understand that there is a divine law of supply, and it is always working. It is as constant as the gravity that holds you to the earth and as sure as the sun that rises each morning. Invisible currents move in your favor the moment you align your thoughts and your faith with the truth that abundance is yours by divine right. Most people live their entire lives walking against the wind. They chase money. They chase security. They chase success with a desperate heart, fearing that there is not enough to go around. But I tell you now that money is not something to chase. It is something you magnetize. When you chase something, it runs away from you because the energy of chasing is the energy of lack. It screams to the universe that you do not have it. To change your financial world, you must stop the chase and start the attraction. You do this through the tremendous and often misunderstood power of your word. The spoken word is your wand. It is an instrument of power that has been placed in your mouth, and for too long you have used this wand to create the very circumstances you despise. Consider your daily conversation. How often do you say, "I cannot afford it," or "that is too expensive," or "money is tight right now"? Every time you speak these words, you are waving your wand over your life and commanding the universe to keep you poor. You are decreeing lack, and the universe, which is your faithful servant, has no choice but to obey your command. But today, we break that cycle. We are here to awaken the ancient truth that prosperity responds instantly to the language of faith. Your belief is the flame, and your expectation is the key that opens every closed door. We are not speaking of magic in the worldly sense, or tricks to deceive the eye. We are speaking of spiritual mechanics. We are speaking of the law of vibration. When you speak a word of faith, you are not just making a sound. You are sending a vibration out into the ether. You are shattering the old crystallized patterns of poverty and rearranging the energy of your life to match the frequency of wealth. These are not spells in the dark. These are declarations of spiritual certainty spoken in the light. Each affirmation we will share today is a key to the invisible vault of riches waiting for you to claim them. They do not require force, only alignment. They do not depend on hustle, only harmony. The universe does not require your sweat and your stress to bless you. It only requires your trust and your word. You are not here to suffer lack. You are not here to beg the universe for crumbs. You are here to command your good, to stand tall in the temple of your own faith and declare that there is no lack in the divine mind. Therefore, there can be no lack in me. As you speak, so it is done. The universe rearranges itself around your confession. The delays dissolve. The channels open. And what once seemed impossible becomes your everyday reality. This is the shift from fighting for resources to flowing with the river of abundance. Imagine a person standing by the ocean, holding a teaspoon and complaining that there's not enough water. That is what we do when we limit our supply with our doubt. The ocean is vast and endless, just as the divine supply is inexhaustible. The only limitation is the container you bring to the water. Your word creates that container. If you speak words of lack, your container is small. If you speak words of abundance, your container expands to receive the ocean. With each decree you speak in this video, you are throwing away the teaspoon and bringing a bucket. You are preparing to receive not just enough to survive, but enough to thrive and to bless others. You are not just hoping. You are knowing. You are not waiting. You are receiving. And what you receive will come in ways that surprise you, delight you, and remind you that divine substance is never limited. It flows where faith grows. It rushes to the soul that expects it. It blossoms in the heart that believes it is already done. Now I ask you to breathe. Center your spirit. Drop the heavy baggage of your past failures. Drop the logical mind that tries to figure out how the money will come. The how is not your department. The how belongs to the infinite intelligence that governs the stars. Your department is the what and the who. You determine what you want, and you remember who you are. Prepare to speak, not from fear, but from favor. For the words you are about to say are alive. They carry energy. They shift timelines. They are about to call in money like a magnet. Money that flows instantly, effortlessly, and abundantly because the law is on your side. The barrier between you and your wealth is paper thin. It is made only of a smokescreen of doubt. Today, with the sword of your spoken word, we cut through that smoke. We step into the clear vision of your prosperity. We are about to activate the 10 divine decrees of wealth. Let every word sink into your subconscious mind. Let every sentence rewrite your destiny. You are ready. You are worthy. And the supply is waiting. We begin our journey of manifestation with the first great law, which is the law of unexpected income. Many of you have been conditioned by society to believe that your prosperity is limited to your paycheck or your salary or your current business revenue. You look at your bank account and you calculate your future based on what you see in the present. You tell yourself that you only have a fixed amount coming in on the 1st and the 15th of the month, and therefore your life must fit within those narrow boundaries. This is a lie of the logical mind, and it is the greatest block to your abundance. The universe is not paid by the hour, and neither is your soul. Your job is a channel, but it is not the source. The source is the divine mind, and the divine mind has infinite avenues of supply that your human intellect cannot even begin to imagine. When you limit your supply to what you can see or what you can logically explain, you are effectively closing the doors to the miracles that are trying to reach you. You are telling the infinite that it can only bless you in one specific way, and that is an insult to the boundless nature of God. We are here to break that limitation right now. We are here to open your mind to the reality of the law of unexpected income. This law states that money and resources can and will come to you from sources you did not plan for and did not work for in the traditional sense. It flows to the soul that expects it. It rushes to the mind that is open to surprise. So I want you to shift your internal posture from one of rigid calculation to one of joyful anticipation. We are going to speak a decree that acts as a summons to the invisible forces of wealth. Listen to these words and then let them become your own truth. Unexpected income now flows to me from all directions, under grace and in perfect ways. When you say this, you are not just hoping for a lucky break. You are aligning your vibration with the frequency of miracles. Notice the words we use. We say from all directions. This means we are taking the limits off. We are not saying the money must come from a raise. We are not saying it must come from the lottery. We are saying it can come from anywhere. It may appear as a sudden refund for a bill you paid long ago. It may come as a gift from a friend you haven't seen in years. It may manifest as a debt that is suddenly forgiven, or a new client who finds you out of nowhere, or an investment that suddenly spikes in value. It creates a space for the magic of the universe to operate. You do not need to know the avenue. You only need to know the destination, and the destination is your pocket and your bank account. The second part of the decree is equally vital. We say, under grace and in perfect ways. This is your spiritual protection. It ensures that your wealth does not come through tragedy or loss or dishonesty. It comes in a way that blesses you and harms no one. It comes perfectly timed and perfectly suited to your life. Kask. Now I know that your logical mind is fighting this. It is whispering that this is not realistic. It is telling you that money only comes from hard work and struggle. You must silence that voice. That voice is the echo of your past limitations. You are not here to repeat your past. You are here to create your future. Unexpected income does not come from your logic. It comes from your alignment. It is a response to your faith. Every time you affirm this spell, you open invisible windows in your life. You activate spiritual pathways through which supply rushes in. It is not your job to know the source. It is your job to speak the word. Speak it when fear rises. Speak it when the bills whisper lack. Speak it even when you cannot see a way. For when you say, "Unexpected income now flows to me," you are not pleading. You are proclaiming. You are not begging. You are believing. And belief is the bridge to manifestation. Do not delay your good with disbelief. Do not cancel your miracle with doubt. Instead, plant this word like a seed and trust that it cannot return void. The moment you speak this with authority, the energy shifts. People you have never met begin thinking about blessing you. Situations started turning in your favor. The universe begins to rearrange the chessboard of your life to move money into your hands. For nothing is more powerful than a word spoken with faith, wrapped in expectation, and sent forth with love. Say it once and let it be done. Say it again and let it deepen your trust. Say it every morning, every night, every time your heart desires to feel secure again. Because the more you say it, the more your inner vibration rises. And when your vibration rises, wealth recognizes you. It finds you. It flows to you. Not because you chased it, but because you became a clear and worthy channel for it. You are not calling something far away. You are acknowledging what is already near, waiting to be claimed. This is the law of increase. And the moment you declare it, you become a magnet to miracles. Remember that God is the giver and the gift. There is no shortage in the kingdom, and you are an heir to that kingdom. Why should you live in lack when your Father owns the cattle on 1,000 hills? Open your hands. Open your heart. Stop looking at the closed door of your salary and look at the open window of divine surprise. Unexpected income is your birthright. Claim it now and let the flow begin. Now that we have opened the spirit to receive unexpected miracles, we must move to the second great truth which governs your active participation in the world. While the first law was about allowing the universe to bless you, this second law is about how you bless the world through your own actions. We call this the law of increase, or the law of divine multiplication. You see, many people believe that success is a result of struggle and grinding effort. But true spiritual success is a result of anointing. It is the realization that your hands are not merely physical tools, but conductors of divine energy. There is a legend of the Midas touch, where everything a king touched turned to gold. That is not just a myth from ancient times. It is a metaphor for a spiritual reality that is available to you right now. When you align your consciousness with the spirit of abundance, everything you touch must prosper because you are transferring the vibration of life into it. You are not here to chase results. You are here to impregnate your actions with the energy of success. And so, the second spell rises gently from the first. As naturally as the sun follows the dawn, we declare the words that change the very atomic structure of your work. Everything I touch prospers and multiplies. Let your voice carry this affirmation with calm authority, not as a wish, but as a royal decree. When you say these words, you infuse your actions with divine energy. Your hands become instruments of increase. Your ideas begin to grow roots deep into the fertile soil of substance. What once felt delayed begins to accelerate. Everything you touch, from your major business projects to the simple conversations you have with strangers, begins to respond, not just in worldly terms, but in vibrational power. Because your touch is no longer ordinary. It is anointed with divine favor. Imagine for a moment that you are a gardener. If you plant a seed with fear and worry, constantly digging it up to see if it is growing, you kill the seed. But if you plant it with trust and water it with praise, the seed explodes into life. Your projects are those seeds. Your career is that garden. When you declare that everything you touch prospers, you are pouring the water of life upon your endeavors. This is the secret that the wealthy soul knows. They do not work harder than you. They work with a different energy. They work with the certainty of the harvest. Speak this with the trust of someone who knows they are not doing life alone. You are backed by the infinite. You are guided by the unseen. And that divine support turns your smallest step into great progress. This is the law of expansion. Whatever you bless increases. Whatever you fear contracts. This is why you must never curse your work or complain about your current situation. When you complain, you are placing a spell of stagnation upon your own life. You are freezing your progress. Instead, you must learn to bless the work of your hands, even if it is small right now. Bless your small beginning, and it will become a great ending. Bless your few clients, and they will become many. Bless the money you have, and it will multiply into the money you desire. Say it when you are working at your desk. Say it when you are waiting for a phone call. Say it when you are watering the seeds of your dream. For when you affirm that everything you touch prospers and multiplies, you give permission for divine multiplication to unfold in your finances. You are aligning with the creative power of the universe, which is always expanding. Look at nature. Nature never subtracts. It always multiplies. One seed becomes a tree. One tree becomes a forest. You are part of nature. You are part of this divine expansion. Therefore, stagnation is unnatural to you. Growth is your only true state. And watch them multiply, not because you forced it, but because you aligned with the true thing. Prosperity is not something you pursue. It is something you awaken. And as everything you touch begins to prosper and multiply, a calm confidence takes root in your soul. You no longer look at others with envy because you know your supply comes from your own connection to the source. You stop competing and start creating. You realize that your marketplace is not limited by the economy or the competition. Your marketplace is the divine mind, and in that mind, there is only increase. When you walk into a room, the atmosphere should shift because you carry the vibration of increase. When you handle a problem, the solution should appear because you bring the light of wisdom. This is what it means to have the prosperous touch. It is an inside job. It starts in your consciousness and flows out through your fingertips. So let us anchor this truth deep within you. Everything I touch prospers and multiplies. My projects are successful. My investments are fruitful. My time is productive. My energy is magnetic. I am not a victim of circumstance. I am a master of my expression. Feel the shift in your body as you accept this responsibility. It is a joyful responsibility. You are the open door through which the universe pours its creativity. Do not block that door with doubt. Do not shut it with fear. Throw it wide open with your decree. Every email you send, every product you make, every service you offer is now charged with the energy of success. It cannot fail because God cannot fail. And since you are working in partnership with the divine, your success is guaranteed. Stand tall in this knowing. Walk with the stride of someone who has the Midas touch of the Spirit. Your world is ready to blossom. Your harvest is ready to come in. Touch your life with faith and watch the miracles unfold before your very eyes. We have spoken of opening your mind to unexpected income, and we have spoken of blessing the work of your hands. Now, we must journey to the very center of your existence. We must address the most critical factor in the equation of wealth, which is your identity. You see, most people live their lives in a state of frantic pursuit. They believe that money is elusive and hard to catch, so they run after it with anxiety and exhaustion. They chase clients. They chase opportunities. They chase security. But I want you to understand a fundamental spiritual truth. That which you chase will always run away from you. Chasing is an energy of desperation. It screams to the universe that you do not have what you want, and because the universe creates what you feel, it gives you more of the experience of not having. We are here to stop the chase. We are here to reverse the current. You are not a hunter trying to trap success. You are a magnet created to attract it. And so, the third decree rises from the depths of your soul to change your frequency forever. I am a magnet for divine money miracles. When you say this, you are not just reciting a poetic phrase. You are stating a law of physics. A magnet does not struggle to attract iron. It does not sweat or strain or beg the metal to come to it. It simply sits in its nature, and the laws of attraction do the rest. The iron has no choice but to move toward the magnet. This is the state of being we are moving you into today. You are becoming a person who attracts wealth simply by being who you are. This requires a profound shift in your self-image. You must stop seeing yourself as a beggar at the gate of prosperity and start seeing yourself as the gravitational center of your own financial universe. When you call yourself a magnet, you change your relationship with money. You stop forcing it. You stop fearing its absence. You start recognizing that wealth is not only attracted to action, it is attracted to energy. The frequency you emit is your real currency. And the more you align with the vibration of abundance, the faster divine money miracles find their way to your door. Let us look closely at the word miracles. Many of you have been taught that miracles are rare events that happen only to saints or in ancient stories. That is false. A miracle is simply a shift in perception that allows divine law to operate without interference. A money miracle is when the timeline of your success is collapsed. It is when a result that should have taken 10 years happens in 10 days. It is when a debt is canceled. It is when a lost opportunity suddenly circles back to you. Speak it when you rise in the morning before the noise of the world can reach you. Speak it in the quiet moments when doubt tries to whisper its old stories. I am a magnet for divine money miracles. These miracles don't arrive through logic. They arrive through favor. They arrive through alignment. They arrive through divine surprise. Imagine your body is glowing with a golden light. That light is your faith. When you walk into a room, that light touches everyone and everything. It draws opportunities to you. You might meet a stranger who holds the key to your next big project. You might stumble upon an idea that transforms your career. This is not luck. This is magnetism. You are no longer bound by what is seen. You are guided by what is felt. And your feeling now is faith. Pure, expectant, radiant faith. You are not alone in this declaration. The heavens hear it. The earth responds to it. And money, which is simply energy in motion, flows toward it effortlessly and gracefully. Some of you are asking, how do I maintain this magnetism when my reality looks difficult? That is the test. A true magnet does not lose its power just because it is surrounded by dust. You maintain your magnetism by guarding your thoughts and your words. Every time you complain about prices, you demagnetize yourself. Every time you envy another person's success, you turn off your magnetic pull. You must become a vigilant guardian of your own energy field. You must stay in the vibration of gratitude and expectation. When a bill arrives, do not look at it with fear. Look at it and say, I am a magnet for the money to pay this and more. When an expense arises, do not panic. Say, I am a magnet for the supply to cover this with ease. You are training your reality to obey your command. As you practice this decree, you will notice a change in how people treat you. They will want to be around you. They will want to do business with you. They will want to give to you. They will feel that you are connected to a source of supply that is endless. You become irresistible to prosperity. This is the difference between working for money and attracting money. Working for money is linear and limited by your time and energy. Attracting money is exponential and limited only by your capacity to receive. So, expand your capacity right now. Breathe in the truth of your magnetism. Let it settle in your bones. You are not a victim of the economy. You are a creator of your own economy. I am a magnet for divine money miracles. Say it until you feel the resistance melt away. Say it until a smile breaks across your face because you realize the struggle is over. You have entered the flow. You have taken your rightful place in the center of the stream of life. Let the miracles come. Let the surprises unfold. Let the abundance rush in. You are open. You are ready. You are magnetic, and it is so. As you establish yourself as a magnet for miracles, we must now address the magnitude of your receiving. This is where many of you stumble not because you lack faith, but because you lack capacity. You have been programmed with a poverty consciousness that whispers that it is noble to be poor or that asking for too much is greedy. You have been taught to ask for just enough to get by. You pray for the rent money, but you are afraid to pray for the overflow. This mindset of limitation is an offense to the boundless nature of the universe. Does the ocean apologize for having too much water? Does the sun apologize for shining too brightly? No. They exist in their fullness, and so must you. It is time to shatter the glass ceiling of your expectations. It is time to expand your internal container so that you can hold not just droplets of blessing, but tidal waves of abundance. We are moving now into the realm of high-frequency receiving with the fourth and most powerful decree. Large sums of money come to me quickly, easily, and continuously. Let your voice carry this with the authority of someone who knows that lack is no longer your portion. These words are not fantasy. They are frequency. When you speak them, you are aligning your inner world with a higher law. Let us break this down, because your logical mind will try to reject it. First, we say large sums. You must become comfortable with the idea of large sums. If the thought of a large amount of money makes you nervous or anxious, you are pushing it away. Money is simply energy, and energy is neutral. A large sum of money is simply a large amount of energy that you can direct toward good. You must normalize wealth in your mind. You must see it as your natural ally. When you affirm large sums, you are telling the universe that you are no longer playing small. You are ready to be a steward of great resources. You are ready to handle the responsibility and the joy of abundance. Next, we use the word quickly. This challenges your concept of time. The world tells you that wealth takes decades to build. It tells you that you must struggle for 40 years to enjoy a few years of freedom. That is the old way. That is the slow way of matter. But in the realm of spirit, time is an illusion. Manifestation can happen in the blink of an eye. When you say quickly, you are collapsing the timeline. You are inviting divine acceleration. You are allowing the universe to bypass the slow, tedious processes of the world and bring you straight to the result. Do not worry about how this happens. A sudden inheritance, a brilliant idea that goes viral, a skyrocketing investment, or a career leap that usually takes 10 years happening in 10 months. These are all possible when you stop worshiping time and start worshiping the divine source. Then we speak the word easily. This is perhaps the most difficult word for the human ego to accept. You have been brainwashed to believe that money must be hard. You wear your exhaustion like a badge of honor. You think that if you are not suffering, you do not deserve the reward. We must erase this poisonous belief right now. Struggle is not a virtue. It is friction. It is a sign that you are out of alignment. When you are in the flow of the spirit, things happen easily. Doors open without you kicking them down. People help you without you begging. Money comes to you because you are in agreement with ease. It comes easily because you are no longer blocking it with the resistance of stress. Ease is the signature of God. The flowers do not struggle to bloom. The planets do not struggle to spin. And you should not struggle to prosper. Finally, we declare that it comes continuously. This is the promise of stability. We are not asking for a one-time win that leaves you fearful of the future. We are establishing a river that never runs dry. A continuous flow means that as you spend money, more comes in to replace it. It is the breath of life. You inhale and you exhale. You spend and you receive. There is no fear of running out because the source is infinite. Imagine a stream of water flowing through your house. You would never worry about being thirsty because the flow is constant. That is what we are building in your financial life today. A spiritual channel where money never stops flowing. So let it be said again with all your heart. Large sums of money come to me quickly, easily, and continuously. Speak it like the law it is. Feel it like the promise it holds. Do not let your current bank balance tell you what is possible. Your bank balance is just a record of the past. Your spoken word is the creator of the future. Let every repetition of this decree shift your state from worry to wealth, from fear to freedom, from doubt to divine demonstration. As you say this, you are retraining your nervous system to feel safe with wealth. You are teaching your body that it is safe to receive. You are teaching your mind that it is safe to have more than enough. And as the flow becomes steady, as large sums begin arriving in ways you never imagined through people, through chances, through shifts that seem orchestrated just for you, you begin to trust deeper. You begin to walk lighter. You no longer wonder if money will come. You now ask, how much more can I receive, and how much more can I give? This is your divine right. You were not born to pay bills and die. You were born to demonstrate the glory of God through a life of limitlessness. Claim it now. Large sums are looking for you. Make yourself a landing strip for them. Clear the runway of your doubt and let the abundance land. It is yours. It is here, and it is done. As you begin to accept the reality of large sums of money flowing into your life, you may find that your old human nature still clings to one final frantic habit. That habit is the addiction to worry. You worry about timing. You worry about deadlines. You look at the calendar and you count the days and you wonder if the miracle will arrive before the bill is due. This anxiety is the thief of your peace, and it is a blockage to your blessing. It is time to ascend to a higher level of faith. We are moving from the law of attraction to the law of divine anticipation. This is the sacred knowing that the universe is not only abundant, but it is also punctual. It is never late. It is never confused. It is never caught off guard by your needs. In fact, the divine mind knows what you need long before you even realize you need it. And because it knows, it has already prepared the provision. It is waiting for you to align with it. So we speak the fifth decree, which brings instant calm to the chaos of the mind. Money comes to me when I need it, and money comes to me even before I ask. Let this truth wash over you, like a cool rain on a hot day. There is no fear in this truth. No panic. No pleading. Only peace. Only knowing. This is the law of provision before the need even appears. Consider the wisdom of nature. Does the bird worry about where the worm will be tomorrow morning? Does the lily of the valley struggle to spin its own clothing? No. The provision is built into the ecosystem. The worm is there before the bird wakes up. The sun is there before the flower opens. You are more valuable than many birds. You are more precious than the lilies. Why then do you think you have been left to fend for yourself? You have not. You are supported by a system of divine intelligence that orchestrates the movement of money and resources with perfect precision. When you say money comes to me when I need it, you are releasing the burden of the how. You are admitting that you are not the general manager of the universe. You are the beneficiary. Your role is not to manufacture the supply. Your role is to receive it. This decree destroys the energy of desperation. Desperation says, I need it now, or I will perish. Faith says, I know it is coming, and I will stand still and see the salvation of the divine. Speak this when deadlines approach and the mind wants to race. Speak it when you are unsure how things will unfold. Speak it as a quiet reminder that you are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You are not left behind. The check is in the mail of the Spirit. The deposit is already scheduled in the invisible realm. It will arrive. It must arrive. Because divine law cannot be broken. But we go even further. We say money comes to me even before I ask. This is the ultimate state of grace. It is the level of sonship and daughtership with the divine. Imagine a loving parent who knows their child is growing. They do not wait for the child to cry that their shoes are too small. They buy the new shoes before the old ones pinch. They anticipate the need. Your divine source is the ultimate parent. It sees the road ahead of you. It sees the expenses you have not yet foreseen. It sees the opportunities that are coming around the bend. And in its infinite love, it sends the supply ahead of you. It stations the blessings along your path, so that when you arrive at the moment of need, the provision is already there, waiting for you. What greater peace is there than knowing that what you need is already in motion before you even name it? You are not speaking this spell from scarcity. You are speaking it from sacred trust. The trust that comes when you remember who your true source is. Not a job, not a system, not the economy, but the invisible, inexhaustible source of all good. That which answers prayers before they are spoken. That which says before they call, I will answer. This means you can stop living in survival mode. You can stop hoarding every penny out of fear of the future. You can relax. You can exhale. Money comes to me when I need it, and money comes to me even before I ask. Say it gently. Say it boldly. Say it with every breath of faith, because that is how grace works. Quietly, powerfully, and always right on time. And as you feel the comfort of money arriving even before the need arises, your spirit begins to relax into a deeper state of knowing, a knowing that you are supported by divine intelligence, not random chance. That every dollar is guided, every blessing is assigned, and every financial breakthrough has been written in your favor. You are walking into a life where the struggle is a memory and the supply is a constant reality. From this day forward, refuse to panic. Refuse to look at the date with dread. Look at the date and declare that it is the day of your deliverance. The supply is meeting the demand. The puzzle pieces are coming together. You are safe. You are provided for. You are loved. And the evidence of that love is the money that shows up exactly when you need it, and often even before. Rest in this truth. Live in this peace. And watch the timing of your life become a masterpiece of divine orchestration. Before we ascend to the next level of abundance, I want to invite you to take a small but powerful action. If you are feeling a shift in your spirit, and if these words are resonating with your soul, then you are part of this tribe. We are building a community of believers who refuse to live in lack. I invite you to subscribe to this channel right now. By clicking that subscribe button, you are not just supporting the channel, you are making a commitment to your own growth. You are signaling to the universe that you are ready for more of this high-frequency teaching. Join us now and let us walk this path of power together. Now let us move to the sixth decree, which will change your identity forever. From the peace of knowing that your needs are met on time, we ascend to a higher plateau of understanding. We move from the anxiety of timing to the majesty of quantity. It is not enough that you simply survive. It is not enough that you simply pay your bills and have nothing left over. That is a life of stagnation, and it does not glorify the creative power that made you. Yet so many of you are addicted to the threshold of zero. You have trained your mind to be comfortable only when you have just enough to get by. You pray for the exact amount of the rent. You manifest the exact cost of the groceries. You live constantly on the edge of the cliff of lack, always looking down. This is what we call survival mode, and it is a prison for the soul. Today we are breaking the bars of that prison. We are stepping out of the mindset of not enough, and even stepping past the mindset of just enough. We are entering the golden land of more than enough. This is the realm of divine sufficiency, where the cup does not just get filled, it runs over. And so we anchor this reality with the sixth decree. I always have more than enough for everything I need and desire. Listen closely to the phrasing of this decree, because words are the architects of your reality. We do not say, I have enough. We say, I have more than enough. This distinction changes everything. When you have just enough, you are still operating from a place of restriction. You are walking a tightrope. But when you have more than enough, you have a safety net. You have a cushion. You have the freedom to make choices, not out of necessity, but out of joy. This is not just a statement about money. It is a statement about your identity. You are not a person trying to make ends meet. You are a soul who lives from the overflow. When you affirm this truth, you erase the old programming of poverty consciousness. You break the generational cycle of lack that has told you that suffering is noble and poverty is spiritual. I tell you that poverty is a disease of the mind and abundance is the cure. Say it and feel the shift in your solar plexus. I always have more than enough. Not just for the basics, not just for the needs, but for the desires too. This is where many of you stumble. You feel guilty for your desires. You have been taught that it is wrong to want more than the basics. You have been told to be grateful for the crumbs and not ask for the loaf. But I ask you, who put those desires in your heart? Who gave you the dream of travel? Who gave you the vision of a beautiful home? Who gave you the impulse to help others on a grand scale? It was the divine life seeking expression through you. Your desires are not random. They are divine instructions for the life you are meant to experience. To deny your righteous desires is to deny the expansion of God within you. Therefore, when you say, I have more than enough for everything I need and desire, you are validating your own dreams. You are giving yourself permission to live fully. You are acknowledging that abundance is not selfish. It is necessary. You cannot help the poor if you are one of them. You cannot lift someone up if you are also in the ditch. You need the overflow. You need the surplus, because it is from the surplus that you give. It is from the surplus that you invest. It is from the surplus that you change the world. Abundance gives you the power to be a blessing. When you are worried about your own survival, your world is very small. It ends at the tips of your fingers. But when you have more than enough, your world expands. You can look up, you can look out, you can ask, how can I serve today, instead of, how will I survive today? As you speak this, your vibration changes. You begin to see opportunities where there were none. You begin to attract resources, support, and solutions that match this new identity. You begin to embody someone who is never afraid of running out because you live in constant agreement with the law of infinite supply. You stop hoarding your money out of fear. You stop clutching your possessions. You start circulating because you know the well will never run dry. You bless your money, your time, your gifts, and they bless you back in multiplied form. You open the windows of your life and let the breeze of divine provision flow in. This spell must become your truth. It must become your rhythm. It must become your reality. I always have more than enough for everything I need and desire. Say it until your subconscious believes it. Say it until your finances reflect it. Say it until lack has no space left in your energy field. Imagine walking into a store and looking at the price tag and feeling absolutely nothing but peace because you know you have more than enough. Imagine opening your bills and smiling because you know the supply is greater than the demand. Imagine hearing of a friend in need and being able to write a check that changes their life because you have more than enough. This is the life you were born for. Do not settle for less. Do not settle for the minimum. Demand the overflow. Expect the abundance, and walk boldly in the truth of divine sufficiency. Now that we have established that you have more than enough, we must address the mechanism that keeps that abundance alive. This brings us to a critical junction where many spiritual seekers fail. You can affirm wealth all day long, but if you are afraid to release money, you are blocking the very flow you are trying to create. We must understand the law of circulation. You see, money is often called currency, and that word comes from the current of a river. A river is alive and powerful only because it flows. If you dam up a river, it becomes a stagnant swamp. The water grows toxic, and life within it dies. The same is true for your finances. If you try to hold on to every penny out of fear, if you clutch your money with a tight fist, you are stopping the flow of divine energy. You are telling the universe that you do not trust the supply to be replenished. It is time to learn the secret of the wealthy soul, which is the art of fearless spending. We are not talking about reckless waste. We are talking about confident circulation. And so, the seventh decree rises to heal your relationship with spending. Every dollar I spend returns to me multiplied under grace. This decree changes the entire emotional chemistry of your transactions. Think about how you usually feel when you pay a bill. For most people, it is a moment of resentment or fear. You look at the electricity bill, or the rent, or the price of groceries, and your stomach tightens. You think to yourself, there it goes. It is gone. I am poorer now than I was a moment ago. This feeling of loss is a prayer for poverty. It is a negative affirmation that vibrates with the frequency of lack. We must stop this immediately. You must never again pay a bill with resentment. You must never hand over money with a heavy heart. Instead, you must baptize your spending with the spirit of increase. You must realize that when you pay for something, you are not losing money. You are trading one form of energy for another, and you are keeping the wheel of prosperity turning. From this moment on, when you release money, you will release it with a blessing. You will whisper this spell. Every dollar I spend returns to me multiplied. By doing this, you are turning a financial transaction into a spiritual act of sowing. Consider the farmer. When the farmer takes his precious seed and throws it onto the ground, he does not cry. He does not say, "Oh no, I am losing my seeds." He throws them with joy. He throws them with confidence. Why? Because he knows the law of the soil. He knows that the seed must leave his hand to multiply in the earth. If he keeps the seed safely in his pocket, it will never become a harvest. Your money is your seed. Your spending is your sowing. If you keep it locked away in fear, it remains small. But if you release it into the world with faith, it activates the divine law of multiplication. This is the law of divine return. The more freely you give, the more freely you receive. Not from force, not from debt, not from anxiety, but from trust in the sacred cycle of circulation. Money is energy, and when it flows from a place of peace, it cannot help but return with a greater blessing. Speak this, even in the moments when your balance is low. Speak it not from what you see, but from what you believe. Because the power is not in the number. It is in the name you speak over it. And the name you now give your money is blessed multiplied and never wasted. You no longer say, "There it goes." You now say, "Here it comes back, bigger, better, and richer in every way." Let this become your normal, your sacred rhythm. Money flows out, and money flows in. And every time it leaves your hand, it carries your faith with it. It goes out into the world on a mission to gather more and bring it back to you. It acts like a boomerang of blessing. But remember, the boomerang only comes back if you throw it. You cannot hold it and expect a return. You must let go. This requires a vacuum. Nature abhors a vacuum. When you empty your hand, you create a space that the universe is compelled to fill. If your hand is full of tight-grasped pennies, you cannot receive the diamonds that God wants to hand you. Open your hand. Release what you have with joy, and watch how quickly the space is filled with new provision. So say it again until it becomes your automatic truth. Every dollar I spend returns to me multiplied under grace. And let the energy of this truth bring peace to your giving, joy to your spending, and confidence to your receiving. Stop looking at the price tag with fear and start looking at the value with gratitude. Thank the electricity company for the light. Thank the landlord for the shelter. Thank the grocer for the food. As you bless those who receive your money, you are engaging in a divine partnership. You become a conduit of good, and a conduit never runs dry. Water is always flowing through the pipe that carries it. As long as you stay open, as long as you keep circulating, you will always be replenished. You are safe in the flow. Trust the cycle. Spend with faith. And prepare for the multiplication. As you walk in the flow of giving and receiving, And as every dollar you release returns to you, multiplied, something powerful begins to awaken in your soul. It is a quiet certainty. It is a royal stillness. You begin to feel what it is like to be in partnership with the infinite. This brings us to a fundamental shift in your identity. For too long, you have defined yourself by your struggle. You have told the story of how hard you work and how difficult it is to get ahead. You have worn your lack like a heavy coat, believing that it is just the way life is. But I am here to tell you that struggle is not your destiny. Poverty is not your heritage. Lack is not the truth of who you are. These are merely clouds that have obscured the sun. The sun has always been there, shining with brilliance and power. Today we blow away the clouds. We are not here to teach you how to become wealthy. We are here to help you remember that you already are. And from this place of deep alignment, the next truth is spoken. Wealth is my natural state, and I now return to it. This is not something new you are creating. It is something ancient you are remembering. You were never meant to struggle with money. You were never meant to beg or borrow or barely make it. That was learned behavior. Poverty is a form of amnesia. It is a forgetting of your divine origin. Think of the ocean. It is never afraid of running out of water. Think of the fruit. It is never afraid of running out of leaves. Nature is wildly abundant. It is wasteful in its generosity. It produces millions of seeds just to grow one tree. It is constantly overflowing. You are part of nature. You are the highest creation of the divine intelligence. If the grass is clothed in splendor and the birds are fed without toil, why would you believe that you were designed for poverty? It is a lie that has been fed to you by a world that has forgotten its source. Wealth is original. It is your birthright. It is your truth. When you affirm this, you are not asking to become something you are not. You are choosing to remember who you already are. Say it slowly. Let it vibrate in your cells. Let it correct every lie you were taught about lack. Wealth is my natural state. That means abundance feels normal to you. That means having enough is no longer a surprise. That means overflow is not the exception, it is the expectation. When you are healthy, you do not wake up and say, "Wow, I am breathing today." You just breathe. It is natural. It is effortless. That is how money should be in your life. It should be as natural as your breath, inhaling and exhaling, receiving and giving, without anxiety, without clutching, without fear. Every time you speak these words, you undo old stories. You break old spells. You silence old fears. And in their place, you anchor yourself into divine truth that the universe is generous, and so are you. You no longer apologize for having. You no longer feel guilty for receiving. You no longer feel unworthy of more, because you have returned home. And home is wealth. Home is sufficiency. Home is security wrapped in peace. Imagine a prince who was lost as a child and raised as a pauper. He may have lived in poverty, but his blood was always royal. He may have begged for food, but his inheritance was always waiting. When he discovers who he is, he does not need to earn his royalty. He simply claims it. He simply puts on the robe that was always his. You are that prince. You are that princess. The robe of abundance has been waiting for you in the closet of the spirit. Put it on. Wear it with dignity. Let this truth carry you forward. Wealth is my natural state, and I now return to it. No effort, no striving, just remembering, just reclaiming, just returning to the river of prosperity that has always been flowing underneath everything, waiting for you to say yes. And as you return to your natural state of wealth, something deep within you settles. The desperate need to prove yourself vanishes. The envy of others disappears. You realize that you do not need to take from anyone else to have what is yours. Your supply comes from your own connection to the source. As you walk through your day, hold this decree in your heart like a secret treasure. When you see luxury, do not say, "I can never have that." Say, "That is a reflection of my natural state." When you see beauty, do not feel separated from it. Say, "That is where I belong." You are retraining your subconscious mind to accept good as your norm. You are erasing the blueprint of struggle and drawing a new blueprint of ease. Do not let the temporary appearance of your bank account fool you. That is just a shadow. The reality is the spiritual truth you are speaking. Stand your ground. Insist on your inheritance. Do not waver. You were born rich in spirit, and now you are becoming rich in form. It is natural. It is right. And it is yours. Welcome home to the land of plenty, where you have always belonged. We have traveled a great distance together in spirit. We have awakened to the law of supply. We have accepted that wealth is our natural state. But now we face the final, and perhaps the most stubborn obstacle standing between you and your manifestation. It is not the economy. It is not your job. It is not your family background. It is your own resistance. You see, you can intellectually understand all the laws of wealth, but if your heart is closed, the good cannot get in. Many of you are like a person standing in a torrential rainstorm, holding an umbrella and complaining that you are thirsty. The water is all around you. The abundance is pouring down. But you are blocking it with the umbrella of your doubt, your control, and your unworthiness. You are protecting yourself from the very blessing you are praying for. It is time to fold down that umbrella. It is time to stand naked and vulnerable before the shower of divine goodness. It is time to master the art of reception. And so, from the depths of a surrendered soul, we speak the 9th decree. I am open and ready to receive unlimited wealth. Now, there is no hesitation in this declaration. No shrinking. No apology. Just openness. Just readiness. Just alignment with all that is good and abundant and meant for you. Let us look closely at what it means to be open. To be open means you have stopped trying to dictate to the universe exactly how your money must come. Resistance often looks like control. You think the money must come from your salary, or from a specific client, or from a specific sale. When you insist on the how, you are closing the door to the infinite other ways the divine can bless you. Being open means you take the limits off. You tear down the walls of logic. You say to the infinite spirit, I do not care which road the money takes to get to me, as long as it arrives under grace. I am open to the known and the unknown. I am open to the expected and the unexpected. I am open to miracles that my human mind cannot even conceive. And then we say, I am ready. Readiness is an active state. It is not passive waiting. It is preparation. If you asked for a guest to come to your home, you would clean the house. You would set the table. You would unlock the front door. That is readiness. But many of you are asking for wealth, while your spiritual house is cluttered with fear and your mental door is double-locked with doubt. You are asking for large sums, but you are afraid to spend small sums. You are asking for a new life, but you are clinging tightly to the old one. To be ready means you must act as if the guest is already on the porch. You must make space. Clear out the clutter of your mind. Release the grudges that take up space in your heart. You cannot be full of resentment and full of wealth at the same time. You must choose. Today, we choose wealth. We choose to be ready containers for the divine overflow. We also declare that we are ready to receive unlimited wealth. This word unlimited is the key that unlocks the heavy chains of guilt. So many of you have a subconscious cap on what you think you deserve. You think you are worthy of a little comfort, but not great luxury. You think you are worthy of paying the bills, but not of financial freedom. That is false humility. It is actually a form of arrogance because it assumes that you know better than God how much you should have. Who are you to put a limit on the blessing of the infinite? The ocean does not limit how much water flows into the bay. The sun does not limit how much light hits the flower. Stop limiting God with your small thinking. You are open to unlimited wealth, not because of what you have done, but because of who you are. You are a child of the Most High. Your inheritance is the kingdom. Do not insult the king by asking for pennies when he offers you the vault. When you speak these words, I am open and ready to receive unlimited wealth, you are clearing the path. You are removing resistance. You are unlocking doors that your logic cannot see, but your spirit already knows are there. Say it with a soft heart and a strong voice. That means no more delays. No more doubts disguised as humility. No more postponing the good that has been circling your life, waiting for your permission to land. You are no longer closed. You are no longer blocked. You are no longer afraid to hold what is yours. Imagine a delivery truck pulling up to your house, filled with packages with your name on them. For years, the driver has been trying to deliver them, but you never answered the door. You were hiding inside, afraid of who it might be. Today you are throwing that door wide open. You are signing for the packages. You are claiming your goods. This is what this decree does. It signals to the universe that the recipient is finally home. The recipient is finally listening. The recipient is finally willing to accept the gift. To receive unlimited wealth, now, not later, not someday now. Because wealth does not wait for conditions. It waits for alignment. When your inner posture is one of openness, the universe takes it as a green light. It sends the ideas, the helpers, the opportunities, the money in all forms from all directions without limits. You are expanding the container of your life to hold more. More than you have ever had. More than you have ever dared to believe. And you do it without fear because you know you will use your wealth well. You will bless others. You will grow. You will give. You will live fully, without apology and without shame. So let this become your living spell. Let it clear the air around you. Let it cleanse the space within you. Let it pull prosperity toward you like a magnet. Whenever you feel your stomach tighten with worry, say, I am open. Whenever you feel your mind race with doubt, say, I am ready. Whenever you feel small, say, I receive unlimited wealth. Keep the channel clear. Keep the door open. And watch how the glory of the divine supply rushes in to fill every empty space in your life. You are safe to receive. It is right to receive. Open your hands now and let it happen. And now, with your heart wide open, your energy aligned, and your spirit fully awakened to the divine truth of your abundance, we step into the final and most magnificent decree. We are not entering this space as beginners hoping for a lucky break. We are entering as masters who remember their heritage. We are moving beyond the occasional blessing. We are moving beyond the feast and famine cycle that has plagued humanity for so long. Many of you are used to a life of spikes and drops. You have a good month followed by a bad month. You have a moment of relief followed by a season of panic. That is not the will of the divine for you. God is not a God of chaos or inconsistency. God is a God of rhythm, order, and eternal supply. The sun does not rise occasionally. The tides do not roll in only when they feel like it. There is a constancy to the universe, and you are invited to step into that same constancy in your financial life. And so, with gentle strength and deep certainty, the last affirmation arises. I live in a constant flow of financial miracles. Let that wash over you like a warm wave of liquid gold. A constant flow, not one-time blessings, not random luck, but a divine rhythm, steady, unshakable, always moving in your favor. When you say this, you are stepping beyond the limits of human logic and entering into the territory of the miraculous. You are declaring that your prosperity is no longer an event, it is an environment. It is the very air you breathe. Money comes not because you strain, but because you trust. It flows not in panic, but in peace. It moves not from your tight control, but from your loose and loving connection to the source that never dries. Speak this with joy like a song that has always lived in your soul, but you are just now remembering the lyrics. I live in a constant flow, not a trickle, not a drop, but a river of provision endlessly refilled and divinely directed. You are not waiting for a miracle. You are living in them. They surround you. They multiply around you. They build your tomorrow and bless your today. Every moment, every hour, you are in the current of the miraculous. That means Unexpected money, surprising opportunities, sudden breakthroughs, divine rescues, and sweet abundance arriving exactly when you need it. Sometimes even before you know what to ask for. You are walking proof that financial miracles are not myths. They are movements of spirit through the open heart of a willing soul. Say this and feel the fear dissolve. Say this and feel the hope expand. Many of you have lived with a subconscious belief that you are cursed or forgotten or always destined to be behind. That is a lie that dissolves right now in the presence of this truth. You are not cursed. You are chosen. You are favored. You are connected to the highest power in the universe, and that power desires your good. It wants you to be supported, steady, and overflowing in every way. The universe delights in your prosperity because through your prosperity, it can express its own richness. You are the open window through which God pours His bounty. When you affirm, "I live in a constant flow of financial miracles," you are setting a new standard for your life. You are telling your subconscious mind that you will no longer accept lack as a reality. You will only accept the flow. If a blockage appears, you will not panic, you will speak to it. You will command it to dissolve in the name of the flow. If a delay happens, you will not worry. You will declare that the flow is simply gathering strength to bring you something better. You are secure. You are safe. You are held in the arms of a supply that is older than the mountains and surer than the stars. This decree is the seal of your freedom. It locks in all the work we have done today. It ensures that you do not slide back into the old ways of thinking. You are now a person of the flow. You move with the current of life, not against it. You accept that good things are supposed to happen to you. You accept that wealth is supposed to be in your hands. You accept that ease is your new way of working. No more grinding gears. No more uphill battles. Just the smooth, powerful, effortless glide of a soul in alignment with its source. So say it again, as a promise, as a prayer, as a personal prophecy. I live in a constant flow of financial miracles. Let this be the energy that holds you, heals you, and helps you rise into everything you were born to be. You have walked through the fire of lack, and you have come out the other side without the smell of smoke on you. You are clean. You are new. You are wealthy in spirit, and now you shall be wealthy in form. Trust the flow. Love the flow. Be the flow. And know that as long as you stay in this vibration, the miracles will never stop. They will follow you all the days of your life. This is your truth. This is your law. And so it is. We have now traveled together through the landscape of the soul, and we have planted 10 powerful seeds of truth into the fertile soil of your subconscious mind. You must understand that this is not merely the end of a video or the conclusion of a lecture. This is the sealing of a contract between you and the infinite intelligence of the universe. You are not the same person who began listening to this message. The old version of you, who worried about bills and feared the future, has been dissolved in the light of these decrees. A new version of you has emerged. A version that walks in authority and lives in alignment with the divine law of wealth. We must now place the final seal upon this work. We must lock in these truths so that the winds of doubt cannot blow them away and the storms of life cannot uproot them. This final message is the golden thread that weaves through all 10 divine spells you have spoken and binds them into an unbreakable armor of faith. You are not here to scrape by. You are not here to struggle. You are not here to live a life of lack, wondering if the universe has forgotten your name. You are here to remember that money is not just paper, and it is not just numbers on a screen. It is energy. It is circulation. It is divine substance responding to your consciousness. And now your consciousness has shifted. Your words have risen. Your vibration has been lifted into the frequency of miracles. You are no longer the one who hopes. You are now the one who knows. You no longer ask if the blessings will come. You walk with a quiet confidence that they already are. You no longer speak from fear. You speak from divine favor. And that favor, that sacred alignment, is now echoing in the universe, drawing in opportunities, helpers, provision, and peace. The decrees you have spoken today are not temporary wishes that fade with the setting sun. They are timeless. They are eternal truths that can never be taken from you. Once a word is spoken with faith, it is recorded in the ether. It enters the machinery of the universe and begins the work of creation. You do not need to repeat these words with anxiety, begging God to hear you. You repeat them only to remind yourself that God has already heard. The bridge has been built. The order has been placed. The shipment is on its way. Your only job now is to remain in the state of expectancy and to act as if you have already received. Let these truths live in your voice. Let them breathe in your heart. Let them anchor your days and uplift your nights. Return to them whenever doubt tries to whisper its toxic lies. Speak them boldly when life feels uncertain. And know this with all your being. You are always provided for. You are always supported. You are always in the care of a loving, abundant universe. There is no spot where God is not, and therefore there is no spot where abundance is not. You cannot be separated from your supply any more than a wave can be separated from the ocean. You are made of the same substance. You are created by the same power. You are destined for the same glory. Now, walk forward, not as someone in need, but as someone already fulfilled. Let every step be taken in the rhythm of wealth. Let every breath affirm your readiness. Let every day begin with the knowing I am one with divine supply, and my prosperity is forever unfolding. You have cast no spells of magic. Today, you have simply remembered your power, and now that power is working instantly, endlessly, and always under grace. Do not dig up the seeds you have planted by worrying about them tomorrow. Leave them in the dark soil of the divine mind. Trust the process of growth. The blade will appear, then the ear, then the full corn in the ear. Your harvest is guaranteed because the law of the harvest never fails. As you go forth from this moment, do not engage in the old conversations of lack. Do not join in the chorus of complaints about the economy. Set a guard over your mouth. If you cannot speak prosperity, then remain silent. Protect your vibration at all costs. You are a vessel of gold, and you must not let the rust of negativity touch you. Carry this feeling of sufficiency with you into the supermarket, into your workplace, into your home. Let your very presence be a testimony that God is rich and you are his heir. And finally, we speak the 3 words that seal the promise forever. It is done. It is done. It is done. This is the statement of ultimate faith. It means you are not waiting for the evidence to believe. You believe, and therefore, you will see the evidence. It is done means the struggle is over. It is done means the victory is won. It is done means the check is signed and the abundance is yours. Carry this seal in your heart. Let it be the final thought before you sleep and the first thought when you wake. It is done. The universe has moved. The way is clear. The light is shining. Go now and live the abundant life you were created for. It is done. It is done. It is done. My friends, the words we have spoken today are seeds, but a seed must be watered to grow. I encourage you to return to this video daily. Listen to these decrees until they become the soundtrack of your subconscious mind. If this message has served your soul, please like this video and share it with someone who needs to be reminded of their power. And do not forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss a divine appointment with your destiny. Together, we are building a vibration of abundance that will change the world. Go in peace, go in power, and go in prosperity.